Patriotism is topping the charts, and so is my next guest. I'm so excited to have singer songwriter Jon Kahn, who released the Trump inspired song Fighter. It's been topping the charts. Obviously, it's been shared by our former and hopefully future president, Donald Trump. And I'm so excited to have Jon with me. Thank you for being here. Congratulations, Jon, on all your success. It's so well deserved.
Thank you so much, Tommy. I appreciate you having me on.
You got to tell me how this all came to be. Obviously, this song is inspired by Donald Trump, and when you watch the music video, it's pretty obvious that this is a song and an anthem, not only for Donald Trump, but for American patriots. But how did this happen? How did you write the song, and how did it come to be that Donald Trump shared it on your behalf to millions and millions of people worldwide?
Well, I can't speak to the second part, but I can speak to the inception of the song, which was, I was sitting on my couch watching that bogus trial and that bogus conviction, and I saw him walk up to the microphones with that walk that just says, nothing is going to get me down, nothing's going to beat me. And I went over to the piano and I just played a few chords, and I thought, man, this guy is such a fighter. And some melodies came to me, some lyrics came to me, and I had a write session in Nashville with an amazing songwriter and an amazing guy named Chris Wallen. And I brought the idea into Chris, played it for him, and he goes, let's do it. And we knocked it out in about an hour and a half. And one of the misconceptions is that this song was written after the assassination attempt, and it wasn't. It was written before. So when I saw President Trump, put his fist in the air and yell, fight, 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 I got goosebumps. And I called Chris and I said, we've got to produce this song and we got to get it out, because it felt kind of like divine providence.
Right. Well, he is the ultimate fighter. He really is. I mean, like you said, nothing gets that man down. They've hurled everything his way. Now a survivor of 2 assassination attempts. So this song is obviously fitting for Donald Trump. I obviously saw him share your song. He's very humbled and honored that you wrote it about him.
Mm-hmm.
And the music video is a beautiful one. It gives me goosebumps when I watch it. But what was the conversation like? Did you have a conversation with Donald Trump after you wrote it and released it?
I have not. I saw him post it and I was blown away, and it took off. We found out today that it's top 5 on the Billboard charts and digital sales. And as a songwriter and as an artist, just anytime you can move somebody emotionally and reach a lot of people, it's a gift. So Chris and I are super humbled by the fact that it's reached so many people.
What do you think that says, that your song, inspired by Donald Trump, obviously with themes of Donald Trump, quite obviously as a Trump supporter, I would assume, what do you think that says that your song is doing so well with a national, maybe even in some sense an international audience that have found this song? What does that say about the people of this country and their support for Donald Trump?
Well, I think there's a couple things. I think the video specifically shows him in a light that probably the biggest gaslighting machine I've ever seen has convinced America that he's not like that. So to be able to show him in the light that so many millions of people see him in was something very special. And I think that is part of the reason. I think a lot of people are saying, well, wait a minute, this isn't our guy. They brand him a threat to democracy and all these ridiculous things. And people have a tool here, hopefully, to say, wait a minute, you got it all wrong. And I think the other thing is that the song isn't, it was inspired by President Trump, but it also, I think, applies to anybody who's fighting, battles in their own life. We all have financial problems, relationship problems, illness, whatever that might be. And this is a song that says, no matter how much you get knocked down, you got to get back up. And if there's anybody who's done that, it's President Trump.
Do you think that Donald Trump in some ways is symbolic of that spirit for people? Do you think that's why people are so loyal in their support for Donald Trump all these years through everything? Do you think that, kind of like your song says, that he means that to people? And did that help inspire the words of your song?
100%. I mean, it's one of the thoughts that occurred to us, and there's a lyric in it that, they don't know I ain't in this ring alone. And those are the millions of his supporters that are alongside him. And I think that's a very important thing. And he is led by example. And if he doesn't have to do this, we all know he doesn't have to do this. He could have an amazing life. And the fact that he keeps doing it, I feel like we all have an obligation as supporters to fight with whatever tools that we have to fight with. And if I could contribute in a tiny way with the song, then I'm super grateful about that.
How has your life and your career changed in just, the short amount of time that this song has been out and this song has been doing so well? I mean, I'm sure that that's got to be an exhilarating thing to feel and get all this attention. What has it been like for you?
Well, maybe can I tell you? Can I tell you next week? It's not. I'm not really sure, to be honest. It's a little overwhelming. I'm not sure it's really sunk in for me. I'm kind of a low key guy, and it's, to me, it's more about the movement. I came from the Andrew Breitbart School. He was a very close friend of mine, and for Andrew, it wasn't about himself. It was about connecting people. It was about doing things that help the movement overall, and so that's kind of what I'm focused on at the moment.
Well, you obviously have the attention of Donald Trump. I'm sure I know the answer to this, but if Donald Trump asked you to come and sing this song at a rally, would that be something that you would take the opportunity to do?
100%. I would be honored to do that.
And I hope that that does happen, because we know that every time he tries to play a song, somebody comes after him and tries to sue him and tries to, whatever royalties they feel like they're owed, and people just don't want to be associated. I know that entertainment obviously has not always been, at least in the last 10 years, supportive of Donald Trump. But in writing this song and in the reaction that you've got, not only from Trump supporters, what has the music industry that you're kind of integrated in, both behind the scenes and obviously in it, what has the reaction been from them? Do you feel like it's a quiet support? Is it getting louder? Are people more emboldened and brave and bold to speak their political opinions now? Or how do you think this is going to play out as we get closer to November?
Well, I think in Nashville, I live in LA, so I can answer that question in two ways. In LA, it's funny. I don't know that the people that know about the song know what it would. I don't think they've seen the video, so they love the song and they're very supportive. But the people in Nashville, who a lot of the folks I know lean to the right, I feel that they're super emboldened by it and they're super happy for me. And where it leads from here, I don't know, but I know that a lot of the people, from my Hollywood days and my music days here in LA, they're supporting the song, but I'm not sure they know what it is yet. And so I'm not sure I'm looking forward to that reaction.
To that point, though, I lived in LA for a few years, and I found that there were a number of Trump supporters, maybe a little quieter than they would be in other parts of the country. But has that been your experience in LA as well? That the people that have seen the video that you might have never expected would be Trump supporters have come up to you and maybe divulged their secret?
100%. I've gotten a very few clandestine messages via Instagram and phone calls saying, I still can't talk about it, but, bravo for putting it out. I'm with you. And, hopefully people put on their MAGA hats and start walking around LA. I'm seeing more and more of them.
Oh, well, sometimes that can be a dangerous thing, as we know, and it's really unfortunate that it's kind of come that way. I know you got to go. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I guess my last question would be for you is what's next? I mean, we've got an election that's coming up less than 2 months away. We're kind of at the height of campaign season right now, and this man very well might be our next president, but this could also be the end of the road for his candidacy. What does that mean for you, and what do you plan to do kind of after the success of this song? Any more in the patriotic space from you?
I don't know that I have more in the patriotic space. It kind of, part of this is all, if you feel it, as an artist. I know it's sort of cliche. It has to feel authentic. I do have a song potentially that is sort of a faith-driven song that I have on deck, and I've got other songs I've recorded in Nashville. So, I'm going to get through this. November is the prize, and we'll see what happens after that.
Well, congratulations to you on the success of the song. It means a lot to a lot of people who are always looking for a way to kind of encapsulate how they feel, not only about Donald Trump, but about their country. And your song perfectly does that. I think all American patriots in one way or another are fighters. And Donald Trump happens to be kind of the leader of that for so many. Congratulations to you, and we hope to hear more of your music, and congratulations on Donald Trump giving it such exposure. We hope that it stays on the charts and it stays charting high, because it's certainly a fantastic song.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, Tomi.
Thanks, Jon. All right, folks, that does it for this special episode of Tomi Lahren is Fearless. If you haven't checked out that song, make sure that you go listen to it. Let's keep it on the charts. Let's show the rest of the entertainment industry that Trump supporters are alive and well, and they support not only their president, but they support artists like Jon Kahn, who are unafraid to put out their support for Donald Trump, their support and love for this country, faith, family, and freedom. From Nashville, God bless and take care. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want more of my hottest takes, must-see conversations, and of course, my final thoughts, click here and make sure you subscribe here so you never miss a beat. I'll be here every weekday, and I hope you'll join me.